Hello everyone, here's your weather hazard briefing for Tuesday, October 11th, and this dry weather pattern we've had, it's not going away anytime soon. Now, with this system brushing us, moving east of the Continental Divide for the most part, it's still going to bring some breezy conditions for some folks, and it will be cooler, about 5 to 10 degrees cooler versus yesterday. But once we get through today, dry weather returns. We have a blocking pattern setting up slowly over the region. Now, the caveat is a couple of storms brush the divide over the weekend. Right now, that may slow down any warming trend, keep that ridge from this blocking pattern from shifting over us for maybe 24 hours, slow it down by 24 hours or so. But at the moment, little impact expected at the moment. I don't think we'll see any precipitation, and does not look like a lot of wind, at least at the moment, coming with either one of those storms clipping the divide over the weekend. You can see our low moving, already pushing some clouds through the region this morning. The bulk of the low off to our north and to the east, and that's where it will stay. No precipitation is expected across our region today, just that cooler with a little bit of wind expected for the region. And you'll notice on the weather risk outlook, that's all we have listed over the next several days is the little bit of wind we have across the area for today. And even with that, not much of an impact is expected. For this afternoon, like we said, 5 to 10 degrees cooler, maybe in two portions of the Treasure and Magic Valleys, we might eke out temperatures at 70 or just above 70 degrees for this afternoon. If you're headed up into the high country, 40s and 50s. And those winds in some areas running about 25 to 35 miles per hour, especially across the Magic Valley south into the South Hills, also up along the Montana border and over into the foothills east of Idaho Falls. For this afternoon, we lose a little bit of wind over the eastern highlands, but still those 25 to 35 mile an hour gusts over the Magic Valley, Treasure Valley, down south, also across the higher elevations of the Bear River Range as well. Now tomorrow morning it'll be pretty chilly. One of the coolest areas mornings we've had area wide, and we are expecting at least in the higher population centers across the Snake Plain a pretty good frost or even a freeze depending on where you're located. Outside of the major population centers, Pocatello in the city around 40 degrees, but a good chunk of the rest of the Snake Plain and Magic Valley into the low to mid 30s, maybe a few pockets of mid-20s up across the upper plain as well. The cold spots, Stanley, Copper Basin, into the upper single digits and lower teens, it looks like tomorrow morning, into the 20s up across Island Park, also down around Bear Lake as well. And for tomorrow afternoon, we do warm it up a bit with that really dry air in place and no cloud cover. It'll warm up a few degrees. We'll see some low 70s from Pocatello south and westward during the afternoon hours. Also Stanley and Chalice into the low 70s, Salmon as well. For Thursday, it will be another chilly morning, not as chilly Thursday morning. Temperatures will be warming up a couple degrees Thursday across the board into the afternoon hours. You notice not much of a change Friday, and that continues into Saturday. And like we said, with those storms crossing the divide, clipping the divide, it doesn't really allow the pattern to shift back to the east over us, that high pressure building to the west and building back over us. So it'll slow things down just a little bit, but we're still going to be running at or above normal no matter what happens through this particular period. So like we said, that system passing by today keeps us with a little bit of wind, cooler versus yesterday, but we quickly return to dry weather. Actually, I guess really there's no precipitation, so not much. That's kind of a misnomer saying dry weather returns with this blocking pattern setting up. And like I said, this is not really going anywhere anytime soon. Not seeing any precipitation in our area for the least the next several days. Hope everyone you have a great Tuesday, and do stay safe out there, everyone.